living life on the merry-go-round. You can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Ooh, mountains, we gon' walk it out. And ooh, mountains, and I rise up, I rise like the day. I rise up, I rise unafraid. I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I rise up, I like the waves. I rise up, in spite of the ache. I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. The silence is quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Ooh, mountains, bring it to its feet. Ooh, mountains, and I'll rise up. I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Luckily, you did not have to hear me singing. I will, though. I will. How's everybody today?
Doing pretty good, even though it's raining outside.
I am super excited about today.
Yay, I love it. All right, somebody top that. All right. Wow, Adam, your office here at the new office looks amazing.
Thank you very much.
The last I saw him, he's putting up a picture rail. Now there's a whole room done.
It only takes me a few minutes.
Not with all that leveling you do.
It's all plumb. See, it's all straight. Everything looks good.
I have some pictures for you to hang at my house. They're always pretty when I put them up.
I can do it.
You know, just be ready to hold that level, Erica. Just be ready to hold that level. He accuses me, I know you guys will not believe this, those of y'all that know me, of like bumping the pictures and making them not level anymore. So I have like a 2-foot buffer that I have to walk around any photographs or wall hangings. Oh, we got a Katie proof the office. So fun, so fun. All right, we're going to continue to let people join this morning. We have a wonderful business meeting planned today. We are going to deep dive on some things. So have a pen and paper ready. You're definitely going to need it. We are recording this session. It will be in our YouTube channel. Yet, you know, it's always good. If you're like me, I just prefer to take notes as the session's going. And then it'll always be available for you to come back to. If you are joining us Facebook Live this morning, we would love for you to be part of the conversation. So click on that Zoom link. I shared it out this morning. It's in our calendar. It's in the internet. It's everywhere. So share that or join in the Zoom so you can be part of the conversation. All right. So let's see. We're going to start this morning with our gratitude. Where are your numbers? Where are your intentions for the day, the week, the month? I mean, we're March. Let's go ahead and jump into March. So if you want to give year-to-date numbers or month-end numbers, what are your intentions for the month? And then what gratitude do you have to share? So who's going to get us started on this fine Tuesday morning? Don't be shy.
Okay, I will.
All right, Miss Vicki, kick us off.
I have a buyer's agency, 2 buyer's agency agreements signed, and we are actively looking. I have a listing agreement signed with a listing going on the market on the 15th, and I have 5 closings this month, and I'm thankful for what God is doing because it's all Him.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, who else? And it doesn't have to be your 5 closings. Okay.
Yes.
Kick us off wonderfully. Yet, we had this conversation yesterday. If you can look back a year ago, many of us were in different circumstances. It's about applying that intention and that action. So even if it's, hey, I'm going to make 10 contacts for the first time, we want to hear about it. We want to celebrate it.
And let me just say this as well, Katie. This just I had to say that because that's something that I'm thankful for the simple reason with this year going into coaching, I've been able to strategically put things on my calendar and organize. So more than anything, that is one thing that has helped me get to all of this.
That's right. That's right. All right. Numbers, intentions, and gratitude. Don't leave Vicki hanging.
Okay, I'll speak, Katie. Speaking on what you just said about, being able to do, I haven't had much really to say about anything as far as me personally being able to show up. But I must say, I started the year off great. I do have a contract going to closing on the 17th of March. I have a buyer's agreement and I have an appointment on Thursday. That's not much, but that's big for me because I really could have tossed a hat in all the last few months, but I was determined that I just wasn't going to just toss the hat in because I really enjoy what real estate can do for others. So I'm in it to win it. So
I
that's where I
love
am
that,
now.
Bernadette. Perseverance. It's not always easy. And
No, it's not.
Lisa-
It's not easy, but it's rewarding if you're sincere about it. As Gary would often say, it's not always about the money. Because I can do a lot of things to make money. However, real estate can create a very comfortable living too. I get that. However, I enjoy real estate and what it does for others, as well as creating money too. So
I love that. And it's not a competition. It's about what's moving the needle forward for you, Bernadette. So
right,
that is huge.
right.
And we want to celebrate with you.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. Mhm.
One more before we move on.
I have
Numbers,
one.
intentions, and gratitude.
One of the lenders that we use a lot made this post last night, and it said, oh, I don't remember it. If you enjoy what you do, you don't go to work every day, basically.
Right.
And no matter how frustrating sometimes things are, I love what I do. I love my mentor, and real estate is not like work. I mean, granted, some days at 4 o'clock, you wish you could be off for a few days, but still, but I love it. And, I really do. So anyway, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Rebecca. I love that. And it's something that we're passionate about, and that makes all the difference, right? And this is a career that we all chose, most of us from something else. So, and you have to be passionate about it because those days they hit hard sometimes.
They do.
Yet we got to get up and do it again. And that's, we don't have to, we get to. We're thankful we
Yes.
get to be in this industry
Get
and
to.
do the things that we do and impact people's lives and be filled with that gratitude. So thank you so much, everybody, for sharing. Does anybody else have a burning desire to share before we move forward? Burning desire always gets everybody. All right, we're going to move forward. The March training calendar is ready, today being the second day of March. It's crazy that it's March of a new year and it's still March last year. I don't know how that happened. Here we are. It's been the longest March in the history of the world. If you're looking for calendar links, we've got a bit.ly, we've got a QR code. It's in the Google Drive, it's in the intranet, it's literally everywhere. This is our week at a glance. We kicked off our mastery, Monday mastery series yesterday with lead generation. We're going to deep dive on that a little bit. We had contracts class yesterday. Today we have business meeting. Tomorrow we have our PC group, and then the market stats, or what they're calling it, is the Vision Revisited with Gary Keller and Jay Papazan. Normally this is a family reunion only session, and yet they didn't really take the time to go in depth on some of the things and looking at the economics, looking at the real estate industry. They're going to do that. Do not miss this. Okay, guys, it's free. You just log into KW Connect. You definitely do not want to miss this, because as we're talking through scripts and as we're talking through what to say, you never want somebody to say, "Hey, Vicki, how's the real estate market?" And Vicki go, "Good." That's not impactful. We want to know what we're talking about, and we want to forecast and see how we need to adjust our business for the new year. And then we have Tech Time with Sarah at 9 on Friday. So we've got a full week. One thing we want you guys to be sure to do is save the date. We're going to do our KW Montgomery Annual Awards next Tuesday, this time, 9 a.m., same link. And for those of you that are going to be recognized and receiving, or we've reached out to you personally, we will do the presentation via Zoom. It will be lots of fun, as fun as we can do on Zoom. And we're going to have awards presentation and photos that afternoon from 12 to 4. So join us on Zoom. We're going to be all dressed up fancy. You come as you'd like. If you'd like to be in your nicest PJs, we're happy to have you. We want to celebrate the amazing year we had and our individual teams and groups that just really kicked butt last year, to be quite honest. And then we're going to have you guys come by, get your award, have a photo op. We got some little treats planned. So put that down on your calendar, March 9th, please. Committees, we are still looking. We had our ALC meeting for February last week, and we are still looking for a few more people in each one of our committees. So if you're interested in a committee, specifically reach out to the ALC member, or just reach out to an ALC member in general. We had a Google Drive spreadsheet going where you could sign up, but we've got some really great stuff planned for this year, and we want the most participation and engagement. I've told you guys about the Vision Revisited, and that's the market stats on the 3rd at 10:30. Be sure to check that out. We have a special training with Land Voice, how to overcome the inventory shortage and get listings now on March 10th. Mark your calendar for that. That's a free class. They typically charge for these. They're going to host it with us and Southeast Alabama, Dothan. So there are, our best friend market center, if you will. And we do a lot of stuff with them. So be sure to tune into that. They offer a service that they're going to be talking about, but they're mainly going to be teaching a class. So we're all looking at how to get more listings, and I'll take any opportunity I can get to learn more about that. And then if you've missed a training, I have already highlighted this. We have a KW Montgomery YouTube. So if you can't attend in person, we are uploading our sessions as quickly as possible to our YouTube channel. Be sure to check that out, subscribe, and you'll get notified anytime we download a new video. And then any important documents or frequently used office resources are in our agent Google Drive. So if you don't have access to that, check that out, get with Dee, she'll get you permission. And sometimes it's with whatever email you're signed into. If you try to log in, it won't allow that. We have given everybody permission based on their email on roster. So just check into that. That's where all of our frequently used documents live. And then we have a special guest this morning. Ileana, I see you. How are you?
Good morning, everybody. It's good to be here.
We have Ileana, and she's going to present on some things that Guild is offering. Specifically, we were talking about, Ileana, that bridge loan, and how that can help us when we're having these reluctant sellers and not sure that they're able to sell because they can't buy, and there's different things going on. So we're really looking to strategize around that. And Ileana is going to share with us this morning. Do you need to share the screen, Ileana?
I do have a quick presentation. Let me see if I can do that.
I think I need to stop share to get you to share. Okay, now try it.
All right. Let me jump into my screen here. Is everybody able to see it?
We don't see your screen. No, ma'am.
All right, well. Here we go. All right, so everybody should be able to see that. And I have shared some information just a few minutes ago before the meeting. We basically have this new program, which is a bridge loan. What most people are encountering nowadays, hey, we're about to sell this house, and this house is going to give us the funds to put money down for a new house. All right. So Guild has come up with this new program, which is a bridge loan that allows anybody that, well, basically, you got to have at least 70% equity in order to access the basically the equity from this loan, right? So the same person that is originating the loan should be, the bridge loan should be the one originating the second house they are about to buy. As I said before, I have shared the details. So later on after the meeting, or even now, you can get access to that information. But basically, the loan amounts vary between $40,000 and $250,000, right? It all depends on the equity the borrower has on that personal loan or that primary residence. The second thing that we look at is it must be a primary residence that they are going to be purchasing. They do require a minimum credit score of 720. So the credit score is pretty out there. It's pretty high. And then the max debt to income ratio with the loan, the bridge loan, and the second home they will purchase needs to be under 45%. So the way I look at it is basically designed for those people that have their primary residence almost paid for. You know, they have not a huge balance of that on that loan. They have minimum debt, and they can use that equity from a bridge loan that we provide and add in for a down payment on a second one. That bridge loan must be paid within the next 6 months, and the house that they are going to acquire the bridge loan on must be already listed. So in a summary, that's basically what it boils down to on our bridge loan. As I said, it's important to point out that they need to have equity on that house, right? So you're going to see a lot of people trying to jump in and say, hey, let's do this bridge loan. But immediately we go to the credit score 720, and the debt to income ratio is going to be right at 45. So it's a good option for those people that, hey, they are going to sell quickly, and they need to go ahead and make an offer on another house. That's where basically the advantage comes, you know, finding the person that fits this type of criteria in a perfect way. That way we are not scrambling or stressing basically the customer. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to ask those questions, but sometimes it's better to have that conversation up front and say, hey, how much equity are we talking about? You know, that way, you know that actually the transaction is totally doable. So in this particular case, we're talking, the easier transaction will be for people that are selling in Montgomery. And I see a lot of that happening right now. They are selling in Montgomery and wanted to buy in Montgomery. So if you have anybody like that has questions, please send us our way. the information that I have provided to your meeting has a bunch of additional information on other programs. This is one of those loans that I say is a little help for you to have conversation, but you must explore other options with them as well. Because especially if they are not the type of people that like to have extensive loans, you know, they may not like that. Or there are some people that, hey, just understand everything very well and they take it on just very easily, you know. But if you have any questions, absolutely give me a call. Let us know how we can help and have a conversation with them and go over that information in more detail.
Thank you so much, Ileana. And did you have some more you would like to share? I know I got an email from you, so I'm going to share that out after our meeting today. And it's got Ileana, some more of those programs she's talking about and her information as well. Several of our agents love you, Ileana, and talk about you all the time. And so I know that she is a trusted resource for many of us already. And many of the new people that may not know you, definitely reach out, and she's wonderful to work with.
Can I add something, please?
You may, Katie Douglas.
Okay, so thanks for having Ileana on. Ileana didn't mention this, but if somebody is moving to a different state, like I have a client that lives in Prattville and is looking to move into Tennessee. And so Ileana had researched it, and there's somebody in her office that is licensed in both states. So it makes an option available for my buyer or for my seller to actually buy in a different state. So if you have somebody who's moving to a different state, call Ileana and she'll help you out there as well too. So it's not just limited to the local area or the state of Alabama.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, can I say one more thing?
Ma'am.
For all of you that are new, it is very important that you talk to somebody that you feel close to, either competition lenders, but you got to have somebody that is going to show you the ropes on our side. Here at Guild, we have many resources like your company does, where we have first-time home buyer guides, mortgage 101. And I love sharing that information with new agents because they know what they need to be looking for. They get an idea of what we are going to ask that customer. So they, they are going to prepare that client to say, hey, that's normal for them to ask you about your debt. It's normal to ask you about your funds to close, because it's part of the process. But the more we know, the better we work together as a team, So let me know if you have any questions. I have that resource as well, Mortgage 101 and first-time home buyer presentation for anybody that wants access to that as well.
I love that. Thank you so much, Ileana. And we probably will be in touch, seeing if we could put something on the calendar for future for some of those other more in-depth presentations.
Absolutely. You have a good one.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
All right. Bye.
you guys see her contact here. You can either screenshot this, save this. We'll add it to our Facebook page, and it will be shared out this afternoon with a follow-up email. So be sure to have Ileana in your contacts. Okay, let's see. We're going to start this morning's kind of learning time with the Shift. The Shift is always good. Shift book. It's probably my personal favorite of all the Keller Inc. books. Every time I open it, it's kind of like, I don't want to say this, but it is kind of like the Bible to me, because every time I open it, I have like re-highlight and re-underline, and something new comes to me every time. I'm gonna do a little reading this morning from Tactic 1. So the Shift book is about the 12 tactics and how top real estate agents tackle tough times. So it goes through, and we've covered this, y'all. We really started middle of March last year when the shutdown happened, Facebook living every single day and reading a lot of Shift. And I think that it really pushed us forward and got us motivated to move in the right direction and not be afraid of what was happening. So I'm going to do a little reading this morning, and I hope that you have some ahas like I did yesterday. So page 23, the Tactic 1, get real, get right, mindset and action. Decide what your priorities are and how much time you'll spend. If you don't, someone else will. Harvey Mackay. In The Traveler's Gift, Andy Andrews passes on the wisdom: our lives are fashioned by choice. First, we make choices, then our choices make us. I wholeheartedly agree. What we are, we decide we will be, and what we do, we decide we will do. We become our choices. The 12 issues you face in a shifting market are really an opportunity to make the 12 most important choices that will directly impact your career and power you through any shift. Of these 12 choices, the first and most significant will be to get real about your situation and get right about what you're doing. When a shift occurs, confusion follows, not only in the marketplace, but also in the mind and the body. What to think and what to do becomes fuzzy because what once worked is no longer working, and you may not know why. Don't let yourself panic. Keep fear at bay. When a market shifts, there's only one thing to do: shift with it. In the truth, there are two shifts you must make: a mental shift and an action shift. I believe that your life will either be about your problems or about your opportunities. You'll either be running away from something or running towards something. It's your call. To survive a shift, you must first make the mental shift to run towards what you want most and avoid the temptation of running away from what you most fear. One approach lifts you up, the other drags you down. You must keep both eyes on your target and not the ever-moving market. Remember, success is never about the chosen few, but always about the few who choose. You get to choose, and your life builds from there. Anybody else get chills? Pretty good, right?
Mhm.
And although we made jokes about it's the longest March ever, we're really not far off from where we were last March. We're more comfortable in what we're doing, yet it's getting more and more challenging. At least that's what I see on this side of things, hearing you guys come in. So the challenge is real. Or as the hip kids say, the struggle is real, right? It is challenging, and the market is ever changing. So either we can, figure out what we need to do and keep our eyes on the prize and adjust to the market, or we can stay stuck and let the market pass us by. It's all in our choices. And the first thing we got to do is get our mindset right, that we can accomplish anything.
Yeah, Katie, last year, COVID comes out, everybody's scared to death, right? And what were we hearing? We got to shut down. We've got to close the doors. Everybody's getting sprayed with Lysol. The market's over. We can't conduct business. Yet it turned into the best. We got to close the doors. Everybody's getting sprayed with Lysol.
Hold on, we've got some feedback going on.
Yeah, I can hear myself talking. I'm not talking.
I don't quite know what happened. Okay, try again.
So the market, the mindset of a lot of people last year is we just have to shut down, right? I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. It's not safe. We can't do this. Yet we saw, my personal business, we had the best year ever, which if you were at family reunion, you saw the grids and the bar charts and the pie graphs and all the all the stats, right? It's the best real estate year in history. Well, why is that? We chose to figure out a way to conduct business and be respectful of people's concerns, the fear of, the reality of COVID. There's always a way to change your mindset, to change the way you do business. You either change and grow, or you stay the same and you die.
That's right.
I hear the echo again. But talking about the shift, we met with a fantastic agent yesterday, and we had the same conversation around this market, right? In Tuscaloosa right now, we're at like 550 listings. We've got more agents than we have listings. We normally run about 1,100 to 1,200 listings on the market. The market in Birmingham is the same way. The market down here is changing, right? Justin came in the other day and I was talking about his new listing, and we went over some stuff that we'll talk about in a few minutes. If you can get listings right now, you just put a check in your pocket instantly. But the shifting market, I mean, think about it. The appraisals, the building supplies, the contractors, getting them there, the inventory. We've got all this stuff, and this is a shift that we've never went through before. And so it takes strategies and changing the mindset of what we're doing. And I've been accused of being intense before. The intensity that we go after this is how our business is 30, 60, 90 days down the road. And, determining what your goal is right now and putting the mental strategy and the action strategy down on paper, you can do anything you want to do.
Yep. It can be a time of growth or a time of shutdown.
You choose.
Gary Keller and Keith Cunningham did an interview last year, and he is a top business advisor and different things like that. And basically he said, business people right now are either innovating or cocooning. So everybody on this call is a business person. You run your own business, right? So what are you doing to make sure that you're growing and innovating versus, just hiding away with your head in the sand? One more thing on page 25. Know that growth comes from clarity, priorities, and focused action. The first two are how you think, and the last is what you do. I feel like that really put a nail in exactly what you were saying, Adam. It's about getting your mind right, get real, get right, and then put forth action to the plan, right?
Well, and behind that, Katie, one of our coaches, and he's the top of MAPS now. He's a fantastic coach, very high D, very direct. And I loved him. One of his things, every time we would meet, he would say, "Hey, what did you do this week that pushed your business forward?" And he just sit there until it got really uncomfortable. We had to come up with something and figure out what we were doing really well. And then what's the thing that we needed to change that's not giving us the return on investment? Where are we wasting our time? And then he would hold us accountable the next week to say, "Hey, listen, are you still going down that same path? Because if you are, you're wasting energy, you're wasting time, you're wasting money. Are you in business with the right people? Because if you're not, you're either going to stay the same, or you're going to get better, or you're going to get worse. And you choose."
And being held accountable for that's huge.
Yeah, it's business. So
I want to do a little bit of a notes from our Mastery Monday session. Not everybody was able to join us, yet it was pure gold, and we're having them every Monday. This one was led by Katie Douglas, and we're talking about lead generating for listings. We're going to dive deeper in that in a couple of slides, but essentially it's the who, what, when, where. Okay. When you're sitting down to lead generate, period, this is what you need to focus on. Yet there's strategies around specifically for listings, and that's where you need to start. Your focus, like we talked about, are you focused on making calls and referring to buyers? Are you focused on providing a high level service to a buyer, seller, whatever the case may be, right? So who are you going to call? List that out. Be very specific. Know what you're going to say. Hey, Katie, how are you? That's the best script in the book. Doesn't even take any thought. When are you going to do it? Put it on your calendar, because if it's not on your schedule, it doesn't exist, right? And then where you want to add notes and update information to Command or your database. And that way, when you have that call, because we're going to talk about doing a 36 touch plan, when that plan time comes around, you're going to know what Katie said is going on in her life and with her kids. And that way you can refer back to it, right? So next Monday, we're going to talk about prospecting and farming, 8:30 to 9. Jump on that call if you're able to. It's a quick 30 minutes, and we're gonna dive in the different aspects from lead generation, prospecting, farming, doing a market analysis, your listing presentation, and scripts all throughout the entire month of March. Just really clearly focused on all things mastery and listings. I've got MREA. I want you guys to check out page 135 in MREA as we're talking about lead generation. Do a little bit more reading because, you know, I can sum it up. Yet when it comes from Gary Keller and Jay Papasan and Dave Jinks, I don't need to sum it up. They say it so perfectly well. Highly successful real estate agents will tell you, as far as lead generation is concerned, the quality is in the quantity. Whereas most real estate agents do modest lead generation and get modest results, a few do massive lead generation and reap massive rewards. They are the millionaire real estate agents. Interestingly, many agents are seduced by the search for the perfect marketing image and invest large amounts of time and money in this pursuit. Now, there's no question about it. Your marketing look and message are very, very, very important. However, we must keep them in perspective. Our experience working with top agents has taught us that even as important as your look and message, there's a much stronger correlation between sales leads generated and the consistency and frequency of your message between the sales and the creativity of the message. No matter how you slice it, lead generation will almost always come down to the game of numbers. What do you guys think about that? I know that's a common thing I hear when agents are coming to consult with me is, you know, I need my logo. I need my logo. I need that billboard. I need the car wrap and the magnet. I'm gonna have the best social media out there.
Can I say something to this, Katie?
Yes, ma'am, Sylvie.
That's me right now. I'm trying to, like, I've taken so many screenshots and pictures of myself. I can't fill out a album with it. I don't like any of it. And that's why my Facebook is still not saying Selvi the realtor. It's still Selvi. And I don't know why I'm so stuck of looking like a perfect real estate agent, even though everybody knows I'm new. Like, I'm literally stuck.
It is a common, hear me say this, Selvi, you are not
Okay.
alone. It is very common. And if you're going to build a business, you cannot be afraid of like how to not be perfect. Business is messy and it's a relationship building. And Selvi, you have come in here so many times. We love when you pop in. If you just apply that natural, hey, how's it going? What's going on? Even with your, I know your kid plays soccer and just start having those conversations, care, concern, and common sense. And when somebody brings up real estate, you're going to be ready to go. How can I help you? Don't worry about all that other. That will come with the relationships you build. That's going to be the cornerstone. It's not the perfect logo. Logos change. It's not the perfect slogan. It's not the perfect Facebook page. That's cool. And it's relevant. It's about the business you're building based on relationships. So just go out and be yourself, Selvi. People love you. Don't be afraid.
Okay, I will. All right.
And that was to all my other Selvies out there that didn't speak up, because I know this is me.
Katie, can I say something?
Please, Shacarol.
Okay, Selvi, just to help Selvi, like you call me all the time, Selvi. Just know this. I just got into this last year. Fake it till you make it. Get the help from the ones that are above us.
I love it.
You call me like I know everything. I don't know. I figure it out. Fake it till you make it. Be yourself.
It's all figure outable.
Well, hey, and the person I was referencing earlier, you know, we talked about this. If you've got the confidence and the willpower and the focus to figure it out, you're going to be successful. If you'll do what you say you're going to do, you just beat out 90% of the competition, right? And Selvi, hey, nobody cares about any of that stuff, that the pictures and all that stuff. All they care about is that you care about them.
That's right.
And so if they know you care about them, they want to hear what you got to say. But
Yeah, it's true.
there's 5 things that a real estate agent has to do: lead gen, lead follow-up, set appointments, go on them, write, negotiate contracts, and script and role play. That's all you got to do. All the other stuff doesn't matter. we'll find somebody to do it.
Or it will come with time.
Absolutely.
So you perfectly went along with my next slide, guys. We're going through the lifeline of a transaction, because sometimes I think, you know, at least I'm gonna speak from my perspective. When I got started and everybody was talking about lead generation, it's like, I just want some deals. You know, that was what, like, I want some transactions. I invested a lot of time and money into getting my real estate license. I just want some deals, right? Well, the more I look at this lifeline of a transaction, the more it makes sense, the path that we're going down and the reason why it's so important. So if you look at this, we've got our little timeline here. You've got, and it just works so well when I can draw it out on a whiteboard, yet I don't trust my Zoom drawings. You wouldn't be able to read it. So I just typed it up for you guys. But you have on the far side here, what is that? That's lead generation, right? And then you convert them, and then you have, or you're in the process of converting them. And that's just follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. And then you have closing day, which is where we're going to come to the funnel, and it's going to show you how it's not just a one-time transaction, it's a life cycle. It continues on. Where do you guys say you think people have the most challenge?
Follow up.
Follow up.
Follow up. And I would say if you don't have enough leads, you probably need to go look at that lead generation, right? But we could say with confidence, the most challenging part is not the closing day, right? The most challenging part is the first section here. So that's where we need to deep dive, and that's where we need to master what we're doing. So here's a look at the new lead generation funnel from the MREA 2. And as you guys can see, it's got the correlation to our command platform. So you've got your phases here as well. You've got the lead generation, you've got your database, and then you've got your sales pipeline. Here you'll see we've got leads and contacts that come in through our lead generation, our prospecting, our marketing. And then there's, of course, some ways you can see to add to that. Then you're going to go into cultivating that relationship. You're going to nurture your people. You're going to qualify your people. And then you're going to put them on appointment. They're going to become active buyers or sellers. They're going to go under contract. They're going to close. And do you see what this arrow is doing here? You're coming back around for repeat or referral business. This is how you master and understand at the 30,000 view, what is lead generation and why does it matter? Because you're adding people to your funnel. And Gary talked about at Family Reunion, live at the top of the funnel, right? Don't chase this bottom part. Live at the top. Build those relationships.
Katie,
go ahead.
So yesterday, if you can go back to that slide, we were meeting with a fella, and he has done a fantastic job his first year in real estate, and they have converted, what was it, like 20, 26, some, you know, a good amount. Okay. So those leads, however he's getting those leads, we talked about in 2 to 3 years, typically around year 3, you start getting referral business, right? So it starts coming back around at year 3, and you don't have to lead generate as hard. But if you want to build a big business, you continue the lead generation. You have an abundance of leads. You build a bigger team. You require more. You're getting more splits because Vicky, Shacarol, Sarah, they can only do so many deals, right? But if you want to build a bigger business, you continue to lead generate and you continue to build out that database. What I see down here is you've got older agents, and what they do is they get their business going, and then they just say, hey, it's starting to come in, so I'm going to take it easy. And so you just have people doing 6 to 10 to 12 deals a year, and it's because those referral deals. If you want to build a big business, you got to have multiple avenues to get that business built up. So that's where this continuing to nurture those deals over and over. Like this guy said, he had somebody that he wasn't even representing them as another side, and they move, well, is if he continues, if he's got the platform to do that, right? And he continues to put them on a drip campaign and continues to touch them, what's the probability that, I mean, you could get a referral wherever they go, because we've got the largest referral network of any company. So that's a great slide. And if you want to build a business, the lead generation, the follow-up, and working that database, it's money.
That's where it's at. It's not a mystery. It's just working the model. Here's some examples of prospecting and marketing, and we're going to, again, highlight this on Monday's call. I did want to show this because this is from the section of the MREA that I'm pulling from today, and it also is a whole session of Ignite. So if you're like, oh, I want to know more about this, 1, reference your Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, 2, attend Monday's call, and 3, check into Ignite next time or see it on our YouTube channel, because there's a whole session that dives deeper into prospecting and marketing. And yet we reference this from the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. So here is the target. When you're looking at your database, I get asked a lot, why does it make a difference? I just have people on my phone, right? Well, here's where you want to look at it. When we're looking at feeding that funnel, you want to categorize your people. You have your allied resources or your cheerleaders. These are the people that are going to refer you business everywhere in the world they go, right? This can be relatives. This can be people you've grown up with. This can be vendor partners that trust and love the work that you do. They're always going to refer you business. That's going to be your core group. And then the next circle is your met group, people that you have met and that know you, and y'all have a two-way communication. This is where you're going to put them on an 8x8, or what we now call the 36 touch, 36 plus. We know 33 is not quite enough. Then your outer group, you have your target haven't met. These are people that you haven't met, but you want to meet to fill your database. You're going to have a 12 direct for them. And then of course, the outer circle is just general public. This is your prospecting and marketing and continuing to fill your database. And so they go deeper into this, of course, in the MREA. And here is another table from that. So your allied resources, what are you going to do? You're going to educate them. You're going to ask for help, and you're going to reward those referrals, because what you're doing is training people on how you like to do business. Mm-hmm. So I've heard people say, opposed to, oh, I'm going to send you a thank you when the deal closes that you sent me, I'm going to send you a little something, a thank you, a shout out when you send me that referral, because I'm going to get Vicki Wadsworth used to giving me referrals. I'm going to be her go-to real estate agent in the Montgomery area, right? So it's really training people and you teaching them how you expect them to give you referrals and to feed the relationship. And of course, you're adding value on the other side. It's not one-sided. It says you treat your referral source better than you treat the referral. Always show appreciation at every point. When you take the referral call, when you meet with the referral, when you do business with the referral, and then when the transaction is complete. And so these are some steps on how to go about that to create that system of referrals, which is a great avenue for lead generating for listings. And that was part of our conversation on Monday was, how do I reach out? Well, if you've built an established business of a couple of years, or we've got agents that have been in the business more than 20 years, reach out to your past clients and say, hey, I need your help. Inventory's low. Who do you know that could be sitting on a gold mine and don't even know it that I could help? Are we tapping into those past clients? Are we tapping into our vendor partners? These are strategies that may not be the norm as we're looking at a shifting market and becoming more challenging. Are we really tapping into every available resource we have to obtain more listings? Adam, I know you guys do a lot with referral partners and vendor partners.
Absolutely. Just like the guys here, I'm always looking to negotiate. And guys that did the sheetrock work did a fantastic job, and you guys will have their name and their number for future business. And, we do that in Tuscaloosa, and I've only got a couple different framers. I've got a couple different painters. I don't put my name behind just anybody. And if I know that they're going to take care of somebody, I'm going to send them business. And whenever they're out, they're sending me business. So.
That's right. Let's see. Let me kind of look through some examples of some ways that you can use our technology in these touches. It sets up automatic text, emails, and then also will notify you with push notifications that you need to call somebody and follow up with them. So these touches that we're talking about, you're able to incorporate our technology in. And the 36 touch is what I referred to before. You want to set everybody you know up on this 36 touch. And this is something that you create that's based around how you do business. This may be based around events or different things that you're going to do, so that you have this comprehensive plan and you're saturating your database with value, and that relationship is solidified. I do not see Miss Jimmy Ann this morning, and she just taught contracts class yesterday. I think she had quite a few people in attendance. Always know that if you have questions regarding something going on in your contract and you're not in the coaching program, please reach out to Jimmy Ann. Even if you just need to send her a quick text and say, hey, I've got this going on, she'll be happy to handle that and help you out with that situation. Vicki, do you have anything you want to add? I know you've got coaching tomorrow, right?
Yes, I just want them to know that we will have our coaching call tomorrow at 9, and I want you to come expecting with your questions, and so we can get them answered. And we will be talking about listings still as well.
Hey, Vicki.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that Zoom going to be through you, directly from you, or is it going to be from the front desk?
It'll be from me. I'll send the link.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
And then Sarah is doing her tech time on Friday. You want to give everybody kind of a hint of what you're talking about Friday, or just tell them to stay tuned?
Stay tuned. Yep.
Awesome. Think Like a CEO season 5 is out. They're talking about wealth building. It's been some great stuff. So definitely stay tuned to that. It's where you prefer to get your podcast, even online. We have a quick reminder that we have a reorder of business cards for those of you that really want to have your address changed at the bottom of your business cards. You are not out of compliance if you use the old address on your business cards. That's just a conversation point. Yet we've had some agents and some feedback that really want to have an updated card. We contacted Agent Store, who provides our new agent business cards. They're willing to do us a bulk order if we get 50 or more people for $15 a pack of 100 business cards. This is a standard template. We cannot add a different logo. We cannot add a headshot, things like that. You, of course, are welcome to do that outside of this. Yet we did speak with Agent Store about getting us a discounted price for those of you that are interested. We have a Google Sheet where you'll put your name and info in. Dee has already shared that out with everybody, and the deadline is March 4th, end of business, because we have to submit everything on Friday to them. So please be sure, if that's something you're interested in, we've had quite a few people bring that up, that you put your name in that and you don't miss this opportunity. Of course, you're welcome to get business cards wherever you choose. Check and make sure that your KW Montgomery is in compliance. You can send me a quick proof email and I approve those in quite just a couple minutes, but just want to make sure that you guys know about this opportunity. And then that's all I have for today. Adam, do you have anything else?
No, the building, we're still working away, waiting on some countertops to finish the agent office area upstairs, and hope to have the thing wrapped up in about 60 days as far as the front of the building being finished. And I would just encourage you guys to really focus on your one thing today. What is it going to take today to make your business better? And what are you not doing in your business that you need to be doing more of? So if you don't have the one thing book, I would encourage you to do that. And something just real quick on the farming, when I first started farming a neighborhood, I went after the whole neighborhood. And that can be very costly, and it can be discouraging because you got to do it for about 4 to 6 weeks, making your calls and being after a target area like that. I would hone down to one road, just one road in the neighborhood, and I'd go after it. And there's all type of ideas, strategies that we've got, and I'd love to talk to y'all about more about that. There's different systems that you can get addresses, phone numbers, emails. So if there's something I can help y'all with, I'd love to do that. So I appreciate each one of y'all.
All right, and we will be talking about farming next Monday at 8:30. So be sure to tune into that, and we'll get some more info about, you know, some different tactics you guys can use and utilize. Anybody else have anything they want to add before we wrap up this morning? I appreciate each one of you for taking time to join us this morning. I trust that there was some value found today. We will see you next week for our awards, and I appreciate you all. Go have a great week. Bye, everybody.